There was this friend of ours in Brooklyn. His name was Eddie. He's like, oh man, this guy was hysterical, man. He used to always make up stories about like, yo, you don't understand, Richie. I just banged. I just banged the hottest girl in the world last night, man. You would hang out with all of us. We had a whole group of friends in Brooklyn, and he would tell all the boys, you don't understand, man. This girl's freaking hot. She's Russian, man. You know, man, that girl had some tight ass. Man, you don't understand, man. Her breasts were perfect. Oh man, I just had the time of my life with this girl. You understand? She tasted like cherry pie, man. And you go to this whole story, and it's like, but the thing is, like, we never saw him with a girl. You know what I mean? It's like, it just got to a point where I used to tell my buddies, I'm like, you think this guy's just bullshitting us? Like, who gets laid every night? Every night he had a story, every night. He's like, Rich, stand. I just freaking picked up this freaking girl. I think she was like Hungarian. Like, it was always a different, like, nationality. Whatever. This girl was Hungarian, bro. Perfect freaking ass, perfect breast, man. Oh, man. She had this perfume on, which I was licking her neck. I wanted to be a freaking vampire. I wanted to just suck her blood, man. She was just, oh man, this girl was awesome. I just ripped her up, man. And like, you go on and on and on. I mean, the stories were very entertaining. I will tell you that. I mean, whether they were true or not, I don't know, but they were entertaining. And just every night, the same thing. And it's kind of like he was a good friend. We didn't want to break his balls, but like, I was thinking to myself, like, why don't I just call this guy out? Why don't I be like, Eddie, why don't you do this? Just, can you show me a picture of the two of you together? Anything, This was a long time ago. We didn't, I don't think this was the time. No, cell phones couldn't make videos. You understand? So we were like we were old school. You need a camera. Take a picture. But I just didn't want to go there with him. He was a good friend, but deep down, like in my heart, I felt in my mind that he was bullshitting me. I don't think this guy was getting any action. And I kind of just see the similarity between my friend Eddie and Lou. You understand? It's like the same thing with Lou. Lou comes out with all these stories all the time, how he's this successful Wall Street trader, and he has connections with the biggest, most prestigious Wall Street hedge funds and traders, Teslas he owns, Porsches he owns. He's turning down multi millions of dollars from hedge funds, from corrupt banks, all this friggin' I own a penthouse, all this stuff, right? But the thing, it's like, he keeps talking all these Walt Disney stories, but it's like how I never questioned Eddie. The Lou fans never question Lou. They just accept it. They believe everything this guy says. But just like Eddie was a bullshit artist, Lou is a bullshit artist. So I hate to break it to all the Lou fans. Lou was just like Eddie.